Hi everybody, welcome to week 4, module 4. We're almost at the halfway point. This is definitely the halfway point of the content since your last week is your final case analysis. So this week we're going to be talking about managing stress, emotions, and decision making, which can or might not all come together. If you were in the MBA Essentials class with I think anybody, you've probably already talked about or read about emotional intelligence and the importance it has in the workplace. Sorry, too early, I guess. And that's really my go-to in terms of starting out and developing leaders. But there is some additional information about emotional intelligence, emotional labor, emotional stress, cognitive dissonance. So there's some additional information on emotions that go along or can go along with stress in the workplace. So hopefully this chapter or module will help you better manage your own stress, or at least think about how you might do that, as well as think about how you make decisions as well. So again, there's a discussion board, a written assignment, and then our journal for this week is on developing and valuing people and resources. I think I have the resources for the journal on that page. So the discussion for this week takes you back a few years to when Amazon was looking to create a second headquarters. And some of you may remember this. Some of you may be familiar with New York City or were there when it was happening. It's always interesting to hear from students who lived there during this time. So basically, Amazon decided to locate a new facility, headquarters in New York City. They got pushback from the people. That's kind of a summary. So kind of the leaders, the government leaders, recruited them, and then the communities where they would be located pushed back, and they eventually decided to move their headquarters someplace else. So I've given you a couple of readings, if you know about this or you have other readings that you want to look for about this process. What I want you to do is evaluate what happened using the concepts from the chapter. So again, remember in the assessment or the assignments, I'm trying to evaluate and assess whether you understand and are able to apply the concepts that you've read. So the decision-making chapter gives you a couple different approaches to making decisions. It identifies some of the biases that come into play that can lead to poor decisions. So anything from the chapter. Okay, so how would you explain the decision to build? How would you explain the reversal? What happened? Did any biases, like why? What happened? Biases, approaches, or ethical issues have influenced the situation? And is there anything Amazon could have done or should have done differently? What should they do? What's the learning from this that you can take forward? So again, try to post your response by Wednesday night so other people have time till Sunday to respond. And then the written assignment is all about you, reflecting on you and stress. So evaluate your current level of stress. Is it good or bad? Not all stress is bad. To what extent are you already doing a good job at managing the stress? Workflow is a concept where you are fully engaged in your work, you have the appropriate level of skills and expertise, and time just seems to fly. So that's kind of an ideal work situation. So I'm asking you to rate your works on flow to see if there are some ways that you can increase that in your work life, which should help with stress level. And then in general, what can be done about stress in your organization for yourself, how you as a manager can help your own people to better manage the stress in their workplace. And then finally, I think I'm covering up. Had to get to the next button. Little break. Finally is the journal. The characteristic we're looking at this week is taking responsibility for value of people and resources, stewarding them in the common interest versus using them in one's own self-interest. So think about this in terms of mentoring and coaching other people, how we value them, and show them that we value them. So I love this quote, leadership is a paradox. When leaders are really effective, people feel like they accomplished great things on their own. Nelson Mandela, another great leader. So thinking about these quotes is kind of inspiration. Identify a couple times when you felt appreciated by your leaders. So do you know what it feels like as an employee to feel appreciated? And then the second question, or not feel appreciated, right? So what made you feel appreciated or unappreciated? What was the impact on you? What was the impact on your behavior? And then finally, how can you, moving forward, demonstrate appreciation to someone, employees, coworkers, your spouse, someone in your life? So create a specific plan. So I said, identify 2 or more specific ways that you can and will demonstrate appreciation. What will you do? When will you do it? So, any place in your life, try to show more appreciation. So that's module 4, week 4. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.